Here we go. Check this out. Alright, I want to give a little bit of a rundown. I know the GoPro doesn't have exactly the best audio, but I did want to show you exactly what I use. And let me tell you, I'm excited. I have been using the most primitive of tools for the longest time. Most of our enclosures I've been using stuff I've gotten from, let's say Harbor Freight or, and they're not all horrible, but pawn shops, this, that, and other. But now that I have some really quality tools, I'm so grateful, Jonathan Price. Let me tell you, this has been one of the most baddest tools. Alright, now this is how I do my window frames, how I route them all out, 3/8 deep. Alright, the glass is exactly 11/16. So I actually route 3/8 down on this half, 3/8 down on that half, which gives me a 3/4. But I use a glazing tape. Glazing tape is a 16th inch thick on both sides, so that allows it to squeeze down really nice and tight. So it makes the glass actually 13/16. So I have a 16th to smash down. So now that we have a really strong glass and it is secure. But now I still have to square out make all the little notches so that way the glass actually fits down in there. And now we're using my Porta-Cable. Now these Porta-Cables, I have 5 of them, 4 of them. One of them is down right now. These things are monsters. I love them to death. Matter of fact, I even have the big boy underneath the table saw right here. That's like a $900 router right there. But that does my rounding over, and I usually round over all my edges before I assemble, so when I route over the top half, I already have the round corners. I have already assembled my port. I have 2 different sizes for something else. This is going to be the one for this. I am going to be sandwiching them in with some blue LEDs. So I'm going to make a notch. Not on this panel. I'm going to be making it on this panel right here. So that way you'll never see them outside looking in. I didn't do the kerfing on this panel yet because I wanted to get all this done first. I've done it many times doing all the kerfing and then have a problem. Say the router falls down. Like I said, I've used primitive tools for the longest time. Now I have some really spectacular tools, and I'm able to work twice as quick, which is, yay! Anyways, so after I notch everything, I'm going to put the LED strip here, and then when I sandwich it all together, you won't be able to see it. You'll be looking from this direction, but they're going to be hidden behind this lip. Now, if I would put it on that side, you'd be able to see from this side in and see it up here. I don't want that. I also leave this big. I'm going to be gluing these together, and I'm going to be using a monster flush trim bit to flush and trim all this out at once, 2 layers at once. And I'll shoot over here and I'll show you. I have the big boy right here. That's going to be doing the business right here. Ooh, yeah, mama. Here, another one. I have another one down there. See, I'm just about to build a wall, a router wall, so that way all my routers can sit, and so that way I don't have to roll up the cords any longer. And the more you roll up the cords over time, especially with my other shop, my old other shop, the cords get worn out really fast if you wind them up every single day. But I'm a very clean guy. I want to make sure the shop looks good always. A clean shop is a safe shop. But I'm going to be notching out all my corners so that the way the glass sits right on in there. And I do have the glass already cut out. I did do a video, well, not exactly a video, but I did do some pictures of how I did that with my table saw. Remember, it's like molten acrylic that comes flying at you, so you want to protect yourself. You know, safety glasses, even if you want to wear a sweatshirt, a hat, you know, so that way that doesn't burn you. But anyways, just giving you a little rundown of where I'm at right now. I tell you what, my DeWalt and my Porta-Cables are the best. I love my DeWalt and Porta-Cables. Let me tell you, I am just about to start putting in use my other DeWalt here, and let me tell you, I have not use this on purpose. Um, let's see here, because it is for an 1/8 inch bit. All right, it's all designed. All this is designed for an 1/8 inch bit, which I use a 1/2 inch because 90% of the time I'm doing a 3-layer baffle, and the baffles come so far close to the edge that it would make it a separate piece. So the baffle would be 3 or 4 or 5 different pieces. Well, I don't want to do that, so I'll route, and then I'll route again, and then I'll route one more time, and then I'll plunge down to be able to give me the flush mount. All right, now this was a courtesy. I mean, this is Ill Customs right here. He had done hooked me up. I know it's been a minute. I actually off-centered my router to compensate for that 16th of a bit. The holes that he uses right here are a little slightly too small for my route or for my screws, because I don't want to have like a plug. When I route my holes for my subs, I don't want the material to drop in. I want it to stay connected to this, so I want to use screws. So I'm drilling them out to the most, well, I'm drilling them out to the most common holes, and so far I've only done a few. You see how I'm only doing the small ones and the bigger ones, but I am working this into my projects now. I mean, Ill Customs, he had done a fantastic job. I mean, from all the exact spec of what hole size that you want. And with me compensating with the 1/2 inch, I had to offset the router itself, so that way it still coincides with the measurements. So, you know, like if I have my glasses on, I can't even see. So if I'm trying to do it at 18 3/8, 18 3/8, bam, would be right there, right? So I'll be drilling that hole out, and I want a screw to go through there so that way it holds the material on there. So when I get to my end, when I route it and it's to the end, that material doesn't just drop through. That holds steady, and that way the router can come to a rest and everything could stop. But I am so grateful. Let me tell you, little by little, everything's coming along. Lord willing, we'll be having a shop soon, and we will have some really beautiful, badass builders along with me. But, alright, just a quick rundown. Yeah, baby. Woo! Down for sound.